We should be live. Hello, everybody. It's Cameron. Tom's with me on stream. Uh,
Hello.
and we're hanging out, and I'm going to be playing some Zelda.
Yep.
Uh, Tears of the Kingdom. So I guess the very last stream, I actually got a lot done, a lot more than I like looking back now. I think I found most, if not all, of the shrines that are actually in Zora's domain. Maybe not all of them, but a good chunk of them. I am currently at 21 hearts, I think, is. Uh, I can't
Oh,
even
nice. I think
count.
I'm just about to be at 20 myself.
Is it, or maybe it's 16? I might be at 16 because what's the top? Is it
Oh,
one,
yeah.
two,
I
three?
just have the full bar up top, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Um,
I would assume it's a nice even number. Maybe maybe it's
I
16,
th-
18.
I think in Breath of the Wild it was 30 for like 2 full bars. So I'm assuming it's the same here. I also am finishing up. I made myself a ramen. Put a little beef in here. Put some eggs. Put some vegetables. Some furikake. It was very delicious. Mm. Okay. And
What
last thing before I finish, before I start playing the game, I did just get in some amiibo, so I do want to show them on camera. I now have so we've got, well, it's better probably if I show them one at a time. We've got Link, there we go. Tears of the Kingdom Link, and he's got his cool Zonai arm. We've got Tears of the Kingdom Zelda holding the Master Sword, kind of foreshadowing what happens there. She's up in the air. Although, I will say, I think I prefer long hair Zelda. So here's the two of them next to each other. And I think I prefer Breath of the Wild Zelda more than Tears of the Kingdom Zelda. And then we do have Ganondorf, who is a big, beefy boy. He does look really awesome. So I think first thing I'm gonna do is run these amiibo and see what I get, and yeah, we'll just hang out. Tom, how's life?
It's good. It's life. It's not bad. It's good and bad as always, but actually, it's been pretty good. It's been eventful. I can say at least. I've had a lot of stuff to do with people lately, and a lot of video games to play. So I'm never running out of stuff to do.
Nice.
But no, I mean overall, it's not been bad.
That is good to hear. I think we'll get rid of a gnarled thick stick. I don't give a shit about that. No, that's good to hear. I know Hannah and I had a pretty packed weekend, which I don't think we originally planned for. I guess I should take it back. Hannah on Saturday was resting while I was getting stuff done because she was feeling unwell. And then we were pretty busy Friday and Sunday. Oh, I already used that Zelda. All right. So it seems like standard stuff. I guess I know all they're essentially loot boxes. So maybe there's a chance you get some cool unique item. But right now it's broadsword. I've already got one of those. I think I'll replace the claymore.
How many item slots do you have so far?
I think that's one area where I'm lacking a little bit. I've got 17 or 16 weapon slots because the Master Sword doesn't count. 10 shield, 10 bow. Yeah. So I could definitely go for some more. Oh. And then I think what I'm gonna do is go to Terrytown after this, because I haven't been there. We're gonna go check out the Akkala region. So you said you've been playing plenty of video games. I know you've been playing Alien Isolation. Hopefully that's been a lot of fun. What else have you been playing?
I'm back on the Magic grind a little bit lately. I've made some recent friends who are also into card game stuff, so I busted out not only my arena stuff, but was also looking at my old paper stuff. I don't really play a lot of like in-person like card games or anything much anymore, but it's been kind of fun doing some nostalgia.
Yeah,
tripping looking at old cards and things like that.
I'll admit I've been missing it a little bit. I wanna like I gotta bug Max so we can do another like get together at his place and play like some more Jumpstart or something.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I'd really like to check it out again. The what got me Gobble Crusher. What got me kind of back into things is the Ixalan set got announced or teased or something, and I do love me some dinosaurs, and there's some really cool dinosaur art. I essentially, even as a like I don't play Magic anymore, I'm still a big fan of Ixalan because it gives me a lot of good art that I can use for dinosaur Dungeons and Dragons tokens.
Well, there's the actual like D&D Ixalan Unearthed Arcana tokens too.
Yeah, yeah.
I do like the Frilled Death Spitters. Those were actually a good addition to my campaign.
Yeah. Dinosaurs are just fun.
I've heard the new set is not apparently favored to be very good, but I do like the art. I like the weird dinosaur stuff they have going on.
Yeah, I
Bird
know.
dinos and all that.
I've heard like coming from a place of like play, both the past and the new Ixalan sets are, I guess, considered a little underpowered. Which is a little disappointing to hear, but I like the flavor a lot. The idea of like, oh yeah, there's like dinosaurs and pirates on this like weird island. I dig that. Ooh, of course there's one there.
It's got very Chult vibes. I feel like those two things work well together.
Yes. Right, we got one over there.
Or is this another Shrine Night, or are you gonna do one of the bigger side quests?
I think this is like, yeah, side questing and shrines. I'm gonna go into Terrytown and see like what's going on over there. I don't know. That's like
Terrytown is fun. I enjoy coming to Terrytown for Zone I vehicle stuff.
yeah.
It's a very nice playground to build stuff with too.
Yeah, I want to go check out Terrytown, and then I know there's like the research lab up in northern Akkala, right? That's where I can get the teleportation medallion or something. There's some sort of side quest over there.
Yes, yeah. It's Robbie's like research place.
Let's see. Hi, Shanice. Hi, Cheryl. How's it going? But yeah, so like my last week was a little frustrating from a work perspective. I ended up venting about it when we went out Friday night. But I'm just at work. I'm in a place where I've got a lot of responsibility and a lot of visibility to like me delivering on some stuff. But I don't really have the power. Like I'm basically just relying on other people to get things done, and that's kind of a frustrating spot to be in. So blowing off some steam from the week on Friday, we went out. We met. The thing that annoys me the most happened, which is that when people text you to like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" And you're like, "Okay," and you're not 100% in the mood to hang out, but like you'll meet up with people, and then you get ready to go out and you say I'm going to meet you here, and the person bails. The person that started it bails.
Yep.
Fucking infuriating. So I got 3 texts from 3 people. One of them was Lauren. Out of the 3 people, Lauren's the only one that actually showed up. So 3 different people were like, "Hey, you want to do something tonight?" And I was like, "I don't really have plans, but yeah, we'll go out." Break it down. What are we doing here?
Dancing, I guess. Oh no, this is
if I want to get gotcha. If I want to
Yeah.
get like a diamond back or something, that's kind of neat. Well, that's neat enough. Yeah. So, ooh. How far away is that really? That's pretty far away. All right, I'm not getting there.
Right. So you were talking about Transformers.
Yes.
Did I actually catch you off guard with that one?
No. We went out. We had a really fun time. Hannah had, I think, 3 drinks. Oh, hey, this dude. The statues or something. Or you want to buy my stuff? We went out. Hannah had 3 drinks, and she spent all of Saturday recovering from it.
I remember seeing the pictures on the Discord of her and the pets very worriedly looking after her.
Yeah, she was not feeling well. It was mostly nausea. I don't think it was like a straight hangover, but she just was not doing great. Okay, so he's got something, but I gotta wait for Hudson. But we went out. We basically went to 3 bars that we hadn't been to before, and that was pretty fun. There was, I never sent our social media stuff. Let me do that.
How's it going, chat?
Yeah, chat.
How's
Hope everyone's doing
Monday
good.
going out there?
Props to all the people struggling it out on a Monday night. You know you got to go to bed the next morning, or you know you got to go to bed to get up early in the morning.
You know you got to go to bed the next morning.
Yeah, you can't not go to. Listen, if you're still up and it's the next morning, that's a bad spot to be in on a Tuesday.
No, that's when you call in sick.
Yeah, that's when you're just like, nope, this week's a wash.
No.
I've got vacation time.
Gotta do a reset.
Yeah, a hard reset. Okay, so we went to Somerset Bar starting out, and that was really fun. And then we went to Alice, which was pretty cool.
Nice. My friend Bryn works there. Actually, I think a few of my friends now work there.
And then we went to what was it? MOTR. So
Motor.
Motor. Is that how they say it? I definitely
everyone just calls it Motor.
Okay.
As far as I know, anyway.
That makes sense. So yeah, we had a really good night. Lauren and Hannah really enjoyed just pushing my buttons all night long. With just the dumbest conspiracy. So I am not. I don't know that I've ever talked about this on stream. I consider myself a skeptical person. I do not consider. I don't have any extras to do right now. I don't consider conspiracy theories generally to be reasonable. The idea that a coordinated group of 100 people plus can keep a secret goes against everything I know about human nature. People love spilling the beans. We cannot help it. It's natural. Even if there was no incentive to do so, we just can't help but look at this cool thing I did. And the idea that so what were they talking about? They were talking about Epstein and the case against Epstein and stuff. And the what we were discussing and what I was saying is that just because charges haven't been brought forward against anyone else yet doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's an investigation. They have to put together evidence, get it to a grand jury. There's a process. Look how long it took Trump to get indicted. That's these things take time. It sucks. I'm not saying the system is perfect or even good or satisfactory, but I don't think it's a conspiracy that no one else has been charged. I think it is a lack of the evidence required to pass legal muster. Just because we can collectively know something does not mean that that is fact that has been proven in court. Those are 2 different things. Now I'm not a lawyer, but anyway, so we were talking about this, and they were just Lauren was making this asinine point about if someone gave me $1 million, would I deny her existence? 1, no, that's stupid. I wouldn't do that. 2, the point is not that one person can keep a secret. It's that a group of people cannot keep a secret. So it was a really fun night with Hannah and Lauren having a lot of fun, kind of making me progressively more and more upset. But you know, I'm playing into it like the heel. Um, and then Saturday I did chores while Hannah recovered on the couch. Um,
You didn't try to get her up at 5 and say, "Hey, we're going running."
no, I let her sleep in. She slept until like 9. I asked her at like I got up
Oh
and I was doing
man,
stuff.
until 9.
Well, at 9 o'clock, it's not even
Wow.
that she like got up and did stuff. I asked her, hey, can you move to the couch so, like, I can wash the sheets. um, she got like we went to bed at like 1. Like she got 8 hours, you know.
Oh
Um,
no, that's not bad.
yeah. Uh, and then, um, that dragon just tempts me. I gotta get the tower first. Oh, okay, so this is their actual, like... This is their actual place. Oh, I forgot. We set them up in the last game.
Yeah, there's
They're
like a little
pretty
bit of
good.
like story with them in Terrytown. Probably gonna
Alright,
be a good number of conversations here.
let's do it. So yeah, that was my Friday, blowing off steam. It was a lot of fun. Saturday, played some D&D, finished off the Radiant Citadel. The 7th adventure in the Radiant Citadel, I should say.
So we finished it off, but halfway
Yeah,
through.
we finished off the Telepec adventure in Radiant Citadel. Um, it was like it ended up being like a 3-parter, but it was a lot of fun. I did what I consider, I think, the coolest thing I've ever done in a D&D game my character has ever done. Um, so there's I think I talked about this last stream. I might have, but there's a volcano. Telepec is based off the Mayan civilization or the Aztec civilization. So big about fire worship, the sun, volcanoes, that sort of stuff. Um, and there's volcanic activity in this country that is destroying the civilization. Um, and we're there to try and solve it. We get up to this like scholarly tower. It's this massive tower. And we're halfway up and it starts shaking and earthquaking and the tower's going to come down. So the wizard flies to the top of the tower, turns into a giant vulture, rescues 3 people, and goes away. They're good. But there's one more person at the top of the tower that the vulture didn't have like the strength to lift all 4 of them up. And I'm playing a paladin. I'm playing an Eladrin paladin. So I'm dashing and face stepping to get high up enough on the tower. I think it was 180 feet up in the air. Grab the guy who this NPC had like he was just hanging out up there. He was not trying to come down the stairs. Would have been easier if he was trying to come down the stairs, but we got to be heroes. Grab him, and the tower starts collapsing. So I do, I cast like aid on us to give us some temporary HP. I cast Armor Vagathis on us to give me some more temp HP or max HP and temp HP. Just buff myself up enough, and then I like did the math quick in my head, and I was like, "There's only a 22% chance that this kills me. Odds are I can fall and I can take all the damage." And even if he rolls max, it won't kill me outright. Odds are I can fall, I can take all the damage, and I could take this guy's damage if I break his fall. So Tanner let me take the NPC's damage. So I got down to a height of, I think, 160 feet or 170 feet or something. So it was 16d6. I took it all, and it left me at like 5 HP. And then Tanner said, "Okay, well, how much of the other guys do you want to take?" I said, "Give it all to me." He rolled. I like that it was very characterful for Kamran, the character I'm playing, and it was like what felt like a really satisfying mechanical moment without it just being like, "Oh, this one time I rolled a crit on a d20" kind of thing. It was a lot of fun.
Did you name your character? Is it just yourself, but in a more like
Yeah.
additional spelling?
Yes, because they have a daughter named Madison. All right. Um, oh. Oh, someone from Gerudo Town comes to pick him up. I'm told that for a Gerudo. Yeah, so Kamran is essentially myself, because the Radiant Citadel is all about these like civilizations inspired by real world civilizations. There is a civilization, and we haven't gotten to that adventure yet, but it takes place in Akharin Sengar, which is based off the Persian Empire. So it's essentially me like as a character, not my personality, obviously like a heroic version, but like a paladin, where I get to self-insert as close as possible instead of role-playing someone else like I do in other games. I'm kind of very directly self-inserting into the game, which has been a lot of fun.
It's interesting. I wonder if you have like any sort of like signature items or anything. Like you bust out your data pad or whatever, your magical tablet, and try to coordinate schedules amongst your party.
So I have become a business owner, a small business owner, basically because we're
I
going.
feel like that's what Ami does, right?
Yeah, we're going to in a slightly different way. In Radiant Citadel, we keep rescuing people, and sometimes the people we're rescuing have been causing trouble, so they can't stay like in the civilization that they are in. So we bring them back to the Radiant Citadel, which is like New York City. It's like a big metropolitan hub. And there, they like to establish their life as new immigrants. Like we help set them up with small businesses, and they give us a share of ownership in the business.
Okay.
A little less sinister than Ami, I would say.
Right. It's interesting how like small business partnership always seems to be this recurring theme. At least these two characters that I played with.
Yeah, a universal. No, I'd say it's pretty recurring.
Which is not like a bad thing, to be clear. I'm not like giving it shit or anything.
Now that you say it, it's I've played 3 characters that are charisma-based small business owners. There's Ami, who's like the most sinister version, and greedy and all that stuff. There's Wilhelm Swingpike from Waterdeep, who like I don't play him anymore because I'm the DM. But the original idea was like he was a bard, and he was like he ended up owning part of the Troll Skull Tavern, which is part of the like that's the standard part of the adventure. Everyone like who plays that adventure gets the Troll Skull Tavern as a reward early on. Room on the 2nd floor. Got it. So yeah, he and now yeah, Kamran is also a small business owner. It's
I guess business is kind of one of like the like exploration is technically one of the pillars of D&D, but exploration kind of comes with the territory for a lot of the other stuff like roleplay and combat. I think business is one of those that is not like it needs to be encouraged because they make separate rule sets for it. But I had a friend and DM who also was kind of like this, where he naturally kind of had like the leadership gene. So in his eyes, it was like, well, it's not necessarily min-maxing. It's just like, well, why would I not want to own something that's going to give us resources over time, right? That's
some
like
passive
your
income.
survival method is passive income by owning something or buying something that you can sell to other people.
Yeah, I will say Madison, cute. She's got her father's hair, and that's a tragedy.
Yeah, it is an odd choice. Very odd.
She has the silhouette of an uncircumcised dick. Oh,
that's pretty
God.
Spot on. Yeah,
Poor girl.
Yeah.
Here, can we get a... Oh, no, I can't get a back shot. Maybe. No. All right.
I wouldn't use that term, but...
yeah, you're right. I learned that recently. I did not know. All right, I'm following her.
I learned something today.
Yeah.
This quest is... It's not as long as I thought it was going to be. These are the types of quests that when they pop up, like in Breath of the Wild, I was like, I don't really want to have to do this, like, pseudo escort thing where I gotta watch somebody or like talk to them, and then like the less active quests, I guess. Hey, Finn and Poe.
The nice thing is it doesn't do the Fallout thing where you have to like walk at their speed and they'll stop. Like she's going where she's going, and I can do whatever else I want, and then I can come here and do the quiz.
Yeah, that is nice. I was playing Dragon's Dogma a couple weeks ago, and they had a quest like that, and I was like, seriously? I know it was 2011, but come on, y'all. This is old.
All right, Gerudo word for granny. Oh shit! Am I supposed to know this shit? Where am I supposed to learn this?
There are environmental clues, but it is the bottom one.
The bottom one. All right.
Sabak.
Gerudo word for granny is Vaba.
Actually, I think I did. I read that one somewhere in a book, and then the others, I'm pretty sure I just sort of guessed.
Mama won't be lonesome. Yep.
Is this the one that has? There's some quiz in this where there's 3 questions.
I think ride the rail car to the job site where he does all his work.
Oh yeah, the rail car. Yeah, this is actually kind of neat. Hey, Boom Headshot. Yes, indeed it is. It is quiz time. Speaking of quiz, I was watching a segment they did on Desert Bus earlier where...
oh yeah, they're doing their charity stream, right? Or they finished it up?
No, it's going on till at least probably, I would assume, Friday night, Friday afternoon.
Oh, it's like a week-long thing.
Well, so it's as long as people keep donating, but that averages, because it goes up parabolically in, like, quote-unquote price, it usually is about, like, a week.
Gotcha.
They did a segment that was hot sauce and trivia, which I think was a kind of a neat idea. That'd be fun to do as an in-person thing sometime.
Hot sauce and trivia. I like it. I'm already excited.
Yeah, so it's like trying, like, kind of like what we did for the Super Hot stream, but instead of it being playing a game, it's doing trivia. Like one person reads the questions, and then everyone else gets to try increasingly hot sauces.
I dig it. I like that idea. Do you put it on wings, or is it just like a spoonful?
They were just doing like, so I think they were doing like, not like tea crackers, but like something kind of similar.
Gotcha.
Just like crackers, just so that they could have something to kind of absorb some of the, like, I guess like some of the heat.
Acid, yeah.
Or downplay it.
Yeah.
And they were doing like, not just like, they weren't doing like the super acidic stuff. They were doing like mango habanero, like jams, and like blueberry ghost pepper type stuff. So it was more of like, I guess maybe not hot sauces, but just like hot spreads or something like that. But it sounds good. Finn and Poe, I have seen a few episodes. My roommate was actually just watching a couple.
Oh, your wife is way younger than you, dude. Congrats.
I'm not married, but if you're talking to, you're talking to this guy.
Yeah. All right. What was the question? Something? You were saying. Oh, Finn and Poe was asking.
Yeah. Watch Hot Ones. That's what they asked. I'm guessing they're asking if we watch it.
Yeah. I used to, not so much anymore. I think it's mostly a sign of my old age. I'm not as interested in like the celebrities that he has on. Nothing wrong with them. They're just younger, and they don't play my music, and they wear disrespectful clothing, and
And they don't own small businesses.
Yeah.
They don't talk about owning small businesses.
Yeah, I just want to hear people talk about owning small businesses. All right, let's do this. Oh, this is gonna be like a roller coaster.
I was gonna say, interesting choice. I think. Do you weigh as much as the stone does? I guess you're close enough.
Woo!
Yeah, this place is cool.
Where is the actual shrine? We'll do like a full loop. It doesn't even look like it's using the battery. Really?
On the way down, probably not. Or no, even...
Huh.
Actually, I don't know if it has a battery usage, because this is like I guess this is like the town's
thing.
public infrastructure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not supposed to have one.
Runs on solar power. That's very progressive of Hudson. You're still flying out there, aren't you, Nairu? Or no, that's Din.
Yeah. Or Dinral or whatever they call him in this one.
Dinral, yeah. Oh, and I think I see the monster balloon. So many things that I'm just not gonna get to right now. Oh shit!
Oh, bye.
What the hell? How did that happen?
I mean, there might still be like an internal tracker for like
How
if
far
you
it
use
travels?
yeah, how far you use one of those wings, eventually it like dissipates.
Alright.
Could be that.
Oh, it actually is using battery now. It did use some battery.
Yeah. Maybe it's like a once per thing. That's weird.
What are we not? Alright. Learning?
Oh, I was just gonna like replace it, I bet.
Yeah, hopefully he's not gonna charge me another 20 rupees every time.
No. What else is new? Oh, y'all hear about video games?
I think I heard a little something about video games.
I've heard of a game or two
Yeah.
in my time.
I
It's
heard that video games got pregnant and had to leave school and move upstate and live with their uncle.
Yeah, and then
So they
Janet
had
Reno
the
said
baby.
that all they did was cause violence, and then they got scared and ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the nominees for the Game Awards are out. A friend of mine works for the future class, who I guess decide on the. I don't know if it's just nominees or like the best community section or whatever, but they work for the Game Awards in some capacity, and they were saying that a lot of stuff this year to cycle through, but I'm seeing a lot of Hi-Fi Rush on these categories.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No. Oh, that's
Hi-Fi Rush
awesome.
is nominated for Best Art Direction, Best Score and Music, Best Audio Design, Innovation in Accessibility, which is cool. I think that's probably for the rhythm
Yeah.
accessibility options. Yeah.
That makes me feel a little better. I was a little disappointed because it felt like Hi-Fi Rush. I think it should have been in the conversation about Game of the Year. I don't know if it necessarily needed to win, but it's a good ass game. And I like looking at the other Game of the Year nominees, Hi-Fi Rush, like Baldur's Gate makes sense. But the other stuff felt weak.
Yeah, Hi-Fi I think was so early on. There's a lot of talk about like stuff coming out late. Like so I played Ghost Runner, the first one, not all of it, but most of it. I still want to get back to that at some point, but I played that like 3 years ago, and I guess the second one like just came out, and it's already on one of the lists for best action game. So I'm like,
I guess it's what's recent in people's memory.
I maybe, yeah, maybe it's trying to like spread the love based on like release date, but I was like, there's plenty of other action games out there too, and like I'm not saying Ghost Runner shouldn't be on there. I haven't played it yet, but yeah, some of the I guess like the deciding of what has to go on there if you can only have 5 or 6 things is a little tense.
Yeah, I'm curious about Super Mario Wonder. I didn't see anything that blew me away. I'm sure it plays great, but I'm surprised that is on the Game of the Year discussion. It feels like a really well polished and fun to play new Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I don't know. Like Super Mario Odyssey,
Anything else?
I get, but Super Mario Wonder, I struggle with. Same with Tears of the Kingdom. Even like, I think it's definitely a nomination. It is a great experience. But this is like, it's Breath of the Wild again, and Breath of the Wild again is wonderful, but it's like you can't capture lightning in a bottle twice.
I think some of like the pre-hype is probably part of like the nominee like consideration, I guess, just because people were looking forward to it since before the calendar year started.
That's probably
also, hi,
true.
Bite Size B, welcome.
Hey, Bite Size B, how's it going?
Howdy, howdy. I'm going to be right back. In
Sure
just a
thing.
minute.
I forgot. I always seem to forget that Elden Ring didn't come out this year. I keep thinking it's a 2023 game, but it's not. Bite Size B in chat, we're talking about Game of the Year stuff. Well, I'm looking for where to stick this freaking crystal. And I don't even know. Maybe it's probably in this pit. What do we think? Maybe not. Oh, maybe. Nope. Well, interesting. Yeah, Bite Size B. Someone else was posting about it in the Discord. I tend not to follow the like the Oscars or the Game of the Year or any of that stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just it's not the most interesting conversation for me. But what else has been going on? We were talking about D&D stuff earlier. We'll probably talk about that a little more in a little bit. And TTRPG stuff. Where is this freaking crystal? Alright. Dispenser, yep. Alright. Let's drop some shit in there. Let's just get some stuff, huh? Yeah, give me your treasures. Yeah. Do I get them, though? I hope I get those items. Oh, that's exciting. Who are you? What are you playing as? Sunderline. Cool. Alright, fair enough. Somewhere I got a quest. Big circle of swirly sand. Interesting.
I have returned.
Awesome. We were... I was trying to figure out where this freaking quest is. Shrine... Oh, it's not a shrine quest? What do you mean it's not a shrine quest? What else?
Yeah, I don't know if it is.
I mean, it's it's definitely a shrine stone.
Yeah, I don't remember if those get their own like individual quests or not. Oh no, I guess I think you do get the quest if you go to the end goal or like the end ring or whatever. I think if you like go like talk to it or hit A in front of it, it'll mark it down as a quest in your book.
I guess I'm gonna leave the stone there for now because I don't know where that ring is. I'll find it later. All right, so we're just exploring, and Bite-Sized V, Human Ranger, decided to have fun with my lack of imagination and made her related to my Icespire Peak character. Oh, fun!
Oh, it's always fun.
Yeah. Carson's got a cousin,
Like
which we did. So I've been adding some extra stuff to Icespire Peak. My players, they impressed me quite a bit. They were investigating this wizard's manse, the woodland manse, which is like a little cottage in the Neverwinter Woods. I do not know what's going on in Goron City. And the actual quest is a pretty standard, like, clear out this area. Multiple rooms, bunch of orcs, all that stuff. But I wanted to mix things up a little bit. So I put in some clues about a little romance between an elf and an orc. The elf was a wizardess. They eventually found out that the elf turned the orc into a vampire so that he would live longer and they could be together. she coincidentally later on got bit by a werewolf, so it was a little star-crossed lover thing. And then they found the two, and the last session, it was super cute. Everyone was definitely trying their best to... Oh, shit. He came right at me. He came right at me.
You all saw it.
Yeah, you all saw it. I had no choice.
Woof.
They found the two people, the vampire and the werewolf, and the vampire and the werewolf were scared that they were there to kill them. The party very cutely and I guess semi-reasonably tried to like create a dialogue, but the vampire was just gonna eat him. So they fought off and they're level 5s, but they fought off a vampire spawn and a werewolf at the same time. It was a pretty intense fight, I think, but they did manage to do it. It was a lot of fun.
So, wait, the orc and the elf.
Orc,
romance,
vampire, elf, werewolf. Yes.
Okay.
They really
were they designed to be the antagonists, or like the orc and the elf?
They were. I'd say I set them up that way. I was like, it was just a little bit of originally it was just a little bit of flavor I was adding, and then when they did run into them, I was like, this will be like a fun, challenging fight. The party definitely tried to like communicate. They did their best, but in my mind, it's like a vampire spawn that hasn't drank blood in like a long time. He's just gonna be hungry.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. And like I said, it was just like a little extra bit I added to that part of the adventure to help wear their butts out. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Dang. Did
Yeah.
someone get bit?
Someone got bit.
Dang.
They're fine. They're fine. I'm sure they're fine.
All gonna have to get tested now.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically my TTRPG stuff. I know, Tom, you played a little more Alien, right?
We did. It was very good. Yeah, we played some more Alien. I think it was our second session for the Alien TTRPG campaign that Doomed is running over on the server. It's been a lot of fun, actually. We had our second session. Basically, Space OSHA came to inspect all of our shit. And that was going pretty okay. They wanted to check out the air traffic control part of the base that we're all living on. Since I'm the resident pilot, me and an NPC that I made, who is like a array comms person, we're dealing with that and like doing the paperwork and all that stuff. And then we got 2 simultaneous calls. One was that there was some kind of squabble or something going on in the cafeteria. Someone saying that the food stores had been ravaged. And then another distress call shortly after saying that there was some kind of cave-in in mining. So pretty much the entire party ended up going to either one of those 2 things. It ended up being there's some kind of like harvester burrower worms that were like digging holes up into the cafeteria, I guess to get food, which ended with our one player character who was playing a kid, a child, and then their brother, and then another character of ours fighting off some gray slug-like monsters.
Ooh.
I guess the kid had an RC car with him as his signature item, so he drove the RC car like down into like this. I guess it must have been at a 45-degree angle, like tunnel, and it came back up with a little gray slug monster attached to it. And so things got really dicey there for a second. But all 3 of them got out of there. Some space cops got killed, so that was all fine. And then I and the rest of the party went down to the mining tunnels to go figure out what was going on and I guess rescue some people from this cave-in. And that's when we saw this harvester worm thing. So I guess the Alien tabletop game has more than just xenomorphs. It has like other aliens in it. which I'm really excited about. And yeah, we tried to go find the two people that we were told by another NPC were down there, and they basically got we found their mangled bodies in this weird like drilled tunnel. Sparing the graphic details, basically they're like, when you get two different things of silly putty like mixed together and they're kind of inseparable. It was kind of like that.
Oh.
Yeah, so that wasn't great. So we all took some stress points there, and the stress system has been really fun. But then we booked it the hell out of there as these big harvester worm, or at least one of them, came after us, and we did some really cool like cooperative roles like through stress and through our talents to like help each other across this big chasm that was also drilled by these things. And yeah, it's been pretty interesting. My favorite part so far, I think, is having this 7-year-old child with us who had to not only use a knife and a gun last session, but is also still very innocent about all of it. But it's been really good. I think we have a really good group, and we all get along together pretty well. I get to make up some bullshit about like the standards and practices, which is really nice because I like to think I'm pretty good at bullshitting that stuff, and that helps further along the role.
Yeah, you're essentially what, like health and safety admin people?
We aren't. The people who are coming to inspect us are.
Gotcha.
They're basically like NIOSH or whatever, but for space corporations. And they just happened to stop by like my area first about like, well, not my area, but the area I spent a lot of time in. So it was like, oh, well, yeah, here's where all the, material safety sheets and all that shit are, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's very like, even in the long form so far, it's been like kind of interesting to have like a good amount of like, Case of the Mondays style bullshit RPing, and then also like the horror stuff mixed in between. So it's been fun. I'm really liking that system a lot.
I also like that there's more aliens than just xenomorphs.
Yeah,
I was wondering how they were going to handle like. Is it all about the one alien? No, it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, it's been a fun contrast compared to Isolation, which just has the one. Besides some androids and some humans, but I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun so far.
Awesome.
And yeah, Bite Size B. That's my favorite part is when the DM and I get on the same vibe of like, I'm gonna make up some shit, but it's not going to like alter anything significant. It's just me doing table setting. I love doing that stuff. Super fun. Oh, Cheryl says they got to celebrate a bachelor party in Misty Fortunes and Absent Hearts.
Oh yeah, so
is that I feel bad. Is that
that's my play-by-post campaign?
Okay, I was like, I swear every
week
I've
always called it the Barovian play-by-post, but I changed the name to Misty Fortunes and Absent Hearts.
That's okay because the Avernus stuff. I know we talked about it over the weekend, but I still think of it and I'm just like, well, wait, is this the sub arc of the sub arc of?
Yeah, we've got Descent into Avernus, we've got Avernus Rising, and then we've got Hellfire Requiem.
Well, that's the epic, right? That's not a.
Yes.
That's not like an ongoing thing.
Correct. Yeah, we've got a lot going on. All right, so what am I?
And then Kamen Rider Black, I think, fits in somewhere in there, along with some other Sentai shows. It's all kind of in the liner notes. Boom Headshot says, "Who's going to play some Super Mario RPG?" I didn't even know that was coming out soon. Is it? Is it already out?
I think it comes out this weekend. So.
Oh God, there's so many games.
Yeah, we had a team member that was hoping to stream it. It sounds like her setup is not ready yet. Oh, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, that's probably a game I'm not going to get to anytime this year, but I'm super excited it's coming out. That's one of those, like those like cult classic RPGs that is just now getting like its modern like port or remake or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be a lot of fun, and the first one was a lot of fun. This looks really solid. I think Same with Tom. I'll need to check it out when I can fit it in. There's, I have more nostalgia for Paper Mario than I do Super Mario RPG. But I respect Super Mario RPG a lot because it kind of paved the way for Paper Mario and Thousand Year Door.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mario and Luigi.
Thousand Year Door is getting a remake too. Yeah, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which I believe is on the Switch now.
Yeah, I started a new file of that right before our co-stream with HaslageNet.
Oh,
That was
nice.
something I had to stop myself from playing, or else that would also become like something that pushes off me eventually finishing Dragon's Dogma and then eventually Armored Core 6.
I hear you there. So I don't really know. I guess I'm just gonna go get this tower. I'm gonna get this tower first thing, and that'll maybe give me some more guidance on what I want to do next. But right now I'm feeling a little. You know what? I don't even have to go there.
I kind of play around with some of the
hovercraft.
free Zone stuff.
I
in
did.
the bottom here.
I did. Well, yeah. I'm gonna go grab some of those tools and build myself a little hover bike.
Bite-sized piece says one of my friends has been playing a poorly translated version of Thousand Year Door. Absolutely hilarious. You've ever seen a poorly translated? I think the last like bad translation of a game I remember watching was the old Let's Plays of the Vietnamese Pokemon Crystal. That apparently was like
I'm
a very
curious.
funny one because it was very loosely translated. They refer to hamburgers in that game as volcano baked meat.
Volcano.
The phrase, yeah,
That's
volcano baked meat.
that's so
Lives
good.
rent free in my head year round.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Let's go. Let's go.
Really is the best vehicle in the game. I like making the weird stuff, but if I need something efficient,
Yeah, if it's
Or-
just
or
like
bike.
I just need to get to this fucking tower. All right, hover bike.
actually, I think that is what I did here to get to the top of like the opposite facing, like cliffside. in this
Oh yeah,
building. I was like, fuck it, I'll just ride this up until my battery wears out.
yeah. Oh, and it's so conveniente. Hey, what up? Saucin. Hey, Saucin. What are you?
Saucing? Are we
I think-
saucing over here now?
Yeah. We saucing over here. Took the terminal. Oh, interesting. Alright, well. Guess what? Time to die. Let's go find our... Shovel through all my fucking inventory to get to the, like, arrow
Yeah.
tips. Here we go.
There's always been jokes about how big Link's pockets must be, but this game really has no excuse.
Yeah.
No way in hell you're carrying 121 of these horns in a single pocket, and that's also just one of many categories.
He's the... What is he? The hero of courage? The hero of the wild? He's got hammer space.
I think he's the ultimate, if not inspiration, the ultimate representation of having a bag of holding.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. His predecessor was Bugs Bunny.
Yeah,
Okay, how does this even... I guess it's like this.
the old. I forgot about this one.
Done.
The Acme backpack.
Yeah, as it's getting colder and stuff, I'm definitely getting, like, more in the mood for just coziness. I heard... I think I'm done trying new things this year. The Marvel's movie is out. People say it's good. I'm like, maybe I'll go watch a Marvel movie, because I don't... I don't think... I think I'm done being challenged for the year.
Yeah.
With my media, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think AC6 took a lot out of me.
Yeah. I started reading um, a book that someone recommended, um, but it was a murder mystery. Hannah's been reading. Oh, what's it called? The Devil in the White City, or The Devil's Playground. She's been reading a lot of books with the title "The Devil" in them recently.
Hmm.
Um,
Suspicious.
yeah, but like it's not like a cozy mystery. It's definitely one that's like we're using the mystery format to examine like hard truths about society. And I was like, I don't have it in me, guys. I know it sucks. I'm taking a break from this one.
But what if things were bad?
Yeah.
Think about it. Yeah, I haven't had much time to read. I haven't really finished a lot of stuff. I'm trying to think of all the things I actually finished that I set out to finish this year. I haven't actually, weirdly, like TV shows are the things that I don't really make time for, but I did finish, I'm up to date with What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, really? We're catching
Yeah,
up. We're
that's good.
we're
I think
halfway through season 5, the latest season, I think.
yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I think it was better than, what was it, 3 or 4? One of them people were saying wasn't as good, but that's like it's an easy like show to get through. It's been nice not having like super. I already listened to I listened to like 2 podcasts, and that's enough that anytime I'm listening to audio only, it takes up like my entire week to get through.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's been nice to have something that's like I don't mind watching it in like 30-minute chunks and then being like, all right, that's enough of that for now.
Yeah, I'm enjoying Guillermo's like vampire stuff. That's a lot of fun. We're at the episode where
Yeah.
Laszlo's been experimenting on him to figure out like what's going on there. That's been really funny.
Yeah, that's been a pretty good show. I like all the actors on there are really talented too.
Oh yeah. Well, sweet. Made it up here.
Now what?
Yeah. Now what?
What about you, chat? What have you all been up to? Turn the tables like we say we do every week. Now you tell us about your tabletop stuff and your weekends, which I'm pretty sure half of you already have. I'm not. I feel like I'm not like super tired today. Just like my brain has just been slowly like wearing down since like 11 a.m. Like atrophying very
Yeah,
very gradually.
it feels like a slow day for me as well. I guess in terms of like other stuff we've been up to, we are talking about, we don't have solid plans yet, but we are talking about our next charity event. So that'll be good.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Definitely a low energy stream today, so hopefully everyone's cool with that. We're trying to do one more charity event before the end of the year. We've got the Epic, which I was like literally last weekend we were talking about like do we want to cancel because we didn't get a lot of interest, and then like one Facebook posting later, I think we're almost full.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
noticed
exciting.
it seemed like it jumped in player count recently.
Yeah. What do I want? Ooh.
Much to think about.
Sweet.
I'm playing a lot of mini golf games in the past week or 2.
Really?
Yeah, if, I
Like
some of
mini golf
my
video
recent friends,
games or literal mini
yeah,
golf?
like no mini golf like video games, like golf with your friends. Some new friends of mine are big into like just hanging out over voice chat and playing those types of games because they're kind of like easier to focus on. One of them is called Tower Unite. It's like one of those like arcade simulator type things. Is
Woo.
instead of like tickets and prizes and all that, it's like it's supposed to be like the best one of those types of like it feels like kind of like a weird like not like a Roblox clone, but like has that kind of like it is just a collection of mini games with like some like meta aesthetic stuff outside of it, and like that's fine. But the mini golf and that's actually been a lot of fun. It kind of reminded me how much I like those types of like golf games, not like PGA Tour and shit, but like I do wanna play Kirby's Air Ride, the course one, the Super Nintendo one that we thought about playing for the Hassler's.net stream. What is that called?
Hello,
Kirby's Dream
Xavier.
Course.
How's it going? Oh fuck!
Hey, Xavier.
Is this where that crystal
Welcome.
needs to go?
Which one? The one from Terrytown?
Yeah.
I think the one for Terrytown is very close to the town itself.
Hopefully.
I think they don't cross. Well, actually, no. You
Streams.
did that one last week that like went into Lake Hylia, right? I don't remember.
Yeah, it went below like nah, it's somewhere in this sphere.
Yeah. Oh, it's probably yeah. I do like these spheres. I think they're pretty neat.
Woo!
I want to know what the original usage for the Zonai, what that was for. Like, did they just just rocket people with no safety precautions?
Yeah, the Zonai are a bunch of crazies. Hey Xavier, how's it going?
Hmm.
We're gonna
Interesting.
launch ourselves like a diss. Maybe like a diss. Yeah, let's get it up there. Is it?
Oh, smart.
Well, let's see how smart this is. Woo!
No.
Ah, damn it.
See, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't trust that it's not just gonna fall off. I bet you have to go. I don't think you can bring it up. I think it just respawns.
Yeah. Alright, well, I jumped off.
That's enough of that one.
Yeah.
Honestly, that it feels nice to embrace that sometimes. Where I'm like, you know what? Fuck
Yeah.
this, actually.
Time for something new. Ooh, let's fight one of these dudes.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta embrace the ADHD.
Yes.
And actually having it, it's been nice to be like, yeah, that is kind of nice. I'm not gonna finish this thing, and that's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go work on something else.
I'm still gonna plan on it, but I'm not gonna do it.
Alright. Ooh. Oh, damn it. Oh shit, does he not see me?
Hmm.
You stupid motherfucker. Nope, he sees me. I didn't mean it. It wasn't me.
Yeah, I like fighting these guys just because like they are like weird. I was kind of hoping for like a little bit more variation, but like I like them. Of course, I
Yeah.
also just do the same thing where I just hit the core block every time.
Yeah.
I don't actually bother to try and like take them apart.
Ooh.
And you have like this old boss from Rez or maybe Cubics. Y'all remember Cubics? Fucking
That-
what a weird design.
Was it a game or a show?
Cubics was like it was an old like WB kids show about robots.
Yes.
The tagline was like robots for everyone. Like the main robot was just like a bunch of colored like
Yes.
not like a Bop It, but like a what am I thinking of? Like a Rubik's cube. In fact, I think that might have just been like something designed to sell Rubik's cubes. I don't remember. Very very strange show.
His big thing was he could be like configured in a bunch of different ways.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember. If you asked me, like gun to my head, I could not tell you what any of the configurations were. I'm pretty sure they were all square based because I think he was made of a bunch of squares, right? Cartoons
Sounds
used to
right.
take some big swings.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I've been watching lately in terms of like cartoons. Transformers Earthspark is pretty good.
Is that still going on?
Yes. They just finished their like first season. in terms of, because I got a soft spot in my heart for Transformers, so I'm trying to think like in terms of non-Transformers stuff, what has caught my interest, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of struggling to think of the last thing we watched was, I know like Adventure Time and Steven Universe both have had like new series, but I haven't paid attention to what's going on over there.
Have they?
Yes. They're apparently supposed to be pretty good. Adventure Time is on like HBO, and
It's got like the Cake and Fiona thing, right? That's the new hotness.
yes, but they also did they did also do like I guess some adventure where Finn has died and he's going through like the Deadlands. So they're doing different stuff.
Oh, that show was. I've never seen like all of Adventure Time, but I just kind of figured it was already over.
I mean, it was over for a while, and then they essentially have revived it. It seems.
Ah, that makes sense.
So much battery. All right.
I'm watching some of the whatever is like on my front page of YouTube recently, and I guess Adult Swim has been doing this thing where they like will just for 24 hours for like a few days or weeks, they just like will pick a new show and stream like the same couple of episodes of it. So I was watching some Aqua Teen Hunger Force again recently.
Oh, fun. Is that one still going, or is that done with?
Well, originally it was canceled like a couple years ago, kind of unfairly. I guess there's been some weird administrative stuff over at William Street and with Turner that a lot of like the original shows either got canceled or just like pushed off entirely. I guess it's like coming back or something. I don't really know what the status of it is, but I think some of those shows are trying to come back because I think Adult Swim has realized by now that like Rick and Morty's not really going to get any more popular or any better of a reputation.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, good. I'm kind of tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, I lucked out in that I enjoyed Rick and Morty for like 2 seasons, and then my friend group doesn't really talk about it. So I have not had to pay attention to whatever they got going on.
Yeah. I had the same experience. I was like, the 2 seasons were pretty funny, and then the Szechuan thing started to get big, and I was like, all right, I think I'm good on this.
Yeah.
And it was like good just in time.
We're done.
Yeah. I don't need any of that.
And then on top of that, all the Justin Roiland crap.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna do the easy thing this time. Woo!
Oh, smart, yeah. I think this is a good call. Oh.
Am I stuck on the lip?
Back up.
I'm trying. I'm pulling back as hard as I can.
If you hit B and get off the thing.
Let's see.
If you can like reposition it.
Maybe. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Easy peasy.
Sometimes you just gotta push the pull door for a little bit.
Bring the whole device over.
Actually, yeah, I kind of want to see what happens if you will just like have the whole thing stay in midair.
No, I think it'll reposition it.
Oh, nice.
Have we ever seen the show Inside Job? You know what? Bite Size B, I watched the first season of it and I liked it. Didn't that show get canceled also?
I think so. I'm pretty sure someone was talking about Netflix shows lately, and they were saying like can't think of one that like either. Well, I guess there's been a few that actually did finish their planned run, but like almost like 80 to 90% of them get canceled. I did hear that like that one was like pretty beloved by like the people that watched it though.
As much as real life conspiracy theories annoy me, Inside Job was hilarious.
Yeah.
It got a second season. Yeah.
I'm gonna look. I wonder what I've.
Yeah, let's look it up.
Watched lately.
Inside Job. It was Inside Job the one that was by the same people that did Ugly Americans. I liked Ugly Americans a lot.
I remember I watched a little bit in high school. I don't remember.
Ugly Americans was about what a portal to hell opened up, and this guy was working like immigration and life services.
Yeah, it was like fantasy New York before like Bright was like trying to do like the urban fantasy thing.
Yeah, but it was like funny, whereas Bright felt just kind of contrived.
Yeah.
Nice. Another shrine down. Wait, did Alex Hirsch do Inside Job? I love Gravity Falls. I didn't realize Alex Hirsch did Inside Job. What else did I watch? If we're talking cartoons and stuff to recommend, I liked Star versus the Forces of Evil. That was a cute one. I mean, it's been over for like 4 years now, but I like it. It's a solid like 4-season arc. Pretty funny. Just generally enjoyable. What's it called? Not Aquaria. Amphibia. Amphibia is good. Amphibia be Amphibin. Alright, so where is the tower from where I am? Ah.
Oh, weird. I forgot that both Devil May Cry and Onimusha have animes either out or coming out. I guess Netflix is going through a period of let's do all the hack and slash mid 2000s games as shows now.
Yeah, I mean, is Devil May Cry by the same people that did Castlevania, or?
No, so Capcom, I believe, did Devil May Cry, right? I think it was Capcom, and then
like
Konami
Capcom animation. Oh no, I'm talking about the anime.
Oh, the animation? I do not know. Boom Headshot, I'm gonna assume that that's tongue in cheek since I talk about Castlevania so much. Yes, I did watch Nocturne and I did watch original.
Nocturne be good.
Probably my favorite video game adaptation. Very
good. I think it might be my favorite. I think if I was some sort of objective critic that like was doing critique stuff, I'm sure someone is going to make the argument about The Last of Us. But The Last of Us might be a great video game adaptation, but it is adapting a depressing game that just makes me feel bad all the time. So I don't worry about that one too much. Ooh, Shrine.
Yeah, I think that one's definitely going to win the awards for that, at least for the Game Awards.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, for the Game Awards.
Like I think it should. I think it's also more not accessible, but people. It's a lot harder to convince someone to watch an animated show if they don't like that, or if they don't really care for Castlevania. But I think it's the Castlevania stuff seems a little bit more fulfilling.
We've got like
because there's like a lot of heel fans of The Last of Us. But I liked both.
Well, what I've unfortunately learned is that there's a lot of shitheel fans of
Oh, Castlevania, yeah. Well, that's true. God, yeah.
What a bummer.
Yeah, that's why I don't really interact with like that. I don't spend a lot of time on Reddit unless I'm like looking up a question about video games or programming. So.
I think as I've gotten older, and this I don't think we have fans, but if we did, this would apply to them too. I'm not being a hypocrite here. Fans ruin everything. You watching this, you're part of the problem. You know that, right?
I was wondering when we were gonna get to the boomer take of the day.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I do. I kind of get that. Like fandom in general has had like there's varying degrees. Like I think there's nothing wrong with like having communities based around that stuff. When it gets to like Homestuck levels of just like, okay, this is becoming a little, I guess, obsessive or just like a little bit on that air of like. You should be allowed to do it. It's just it becomes such a big enough thing that you're like, okay.
Here's
I'm gonna go do other shit now.
My universal statement, and I think you'll agree with this. liking something does not grant you any ownership over that thing.
True.
Uh,
Absolutely.
Now, that being said, I don't think corporations should own art and stories either. Um, I
True.
I am a fan of the auteur. Um, for good or ill, I want someone who is passionately doing something to tell me a story. Oh, wait, where'd it go? There it is. Woo! Um, Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But the most annoyed I ever get about discussing something that I like is when I have to have that conversation with someone who really, really likes that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's very true. Like I think I do. I enjoy like watching most of like Christopher Nolan's movies. Like I think that they're fun, even the Batman ones. Like it's always like, even if I'm not super invested in it, it's like it's a fun like thing to watch, and it seems like it's very like passionately done. But yeah, I'm not one of those people who's just like, well, there's nothing wrong with like liking someone's stuff a lot. The problem is the people who like take it and turn it around to have that sort of like pseudo ownership thing, and it's just like, all right,
Yeah,
it's like it's not just like gatekeeping. It's more of just like the whole like, it's also the attitude of it. It's like, you can't hold something so precious that it can never be critiqued. It's
yeah,
not possible. And I can speak on this as someone who grew up having horrible taste in everything, and probably still does to some extent. Like I liked all the weird stuff when I was a kid. I watched like the shows that would have like clearly just like an attempt to make new toys or whatever, but like I would watch those and I'd be like, all right, this one seems pretty interesting, while everyone else was like into like the regular stuff. I liked all the weird stuff that everyone else said was bad, and I'm kind of used to that.
yeah. So, Shanice, that is an interesting point. And here's what I'll say.
Oh,
I when I hate the Transformers Michael Bay movies. I don't think at any point in the fucking decade that those awful pieces of cinema excrement were coming out did I say that people who like them don't belong in the fandom. I think I just acknowledged that like the median, intelligence of the human race implies that half of the people are below average intelligence, and therefore Michael Bay has his fans. It makes sense. Um, but yeah, it's like it's if a new Transformers came out that I didn't like, I wouldn't be up in arms and being like, oh, I wouldn't call it like I don't call the Michael Bay movies like fan fiction because it's not. It's official media that just sucks. I don't. It's hard. Like the problem. Part of the problem is a lot of the issues that people have with other franchises don't apply to the Michael Bay ones because he's kind of already like shitty. I don't know how else. Like for example,
yeah.
we never have a conversation about in the Michael Bay Transformers movies they made this white character black because Michael Bay would never do that. or worry about like a woman being in too prominent a story role because that's not what Michael Bay thinks women are for.
Yeah.
Whereas like
Interesting perspective.
whereas like Nocturne, like those are the types of conversations that people who claim to be fans are having. It's like, oh, we um oh, I think I know what I can do here. Where like, oh, Annette is black and she has like a prominent deuteragonist role with Richter, and it's like, yeah, she's black because it's thematically appropriate, because this takes place during the French Revolution and she's a Haitian escaped slave, and vampires are like great stand-ins for the idea of subjugation and slavery. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
And like to be fair, like there's not a lot to the character of Annette to begin with, from what I remember. Like there's no
No,
the
she's
cutscenes
a
in
damsel in
Symphony, which I
distress.
assume, yeah, which I assume are like the same length as like I guess quote unquote cutscenes in Rondo of Blood, are like very short. There's not a lot of dialogue in those games. There's just dialogue that's memorable because it's so bad it's good at this point. And like
Yes.
there's not a lot to work with in these adaptations in the first place. Like they're gonna do some creative liberties, and like those can still be critiqued, but it's like the people who are still arguing like, well, it's not exactly like the same thing with the like Last of Us fans who were like, well, it wasn't exactly this scene. It's like, well, of course not. Like, it's not going to be possible to do exactly that. And even if you did, that would just be so close to the original that you'd be like, well, why don't I just play the game?
Yeah. And I'll say this: in the case of The Last of Us, I feel like the adaptation is better than the original game. There's more nuance. There's kill them, my pretties.
And the stuff that's like universally liked thematically or not about it, I thought they did really well.
Yeah.
Some of the shots actually are pretty one-to-one, and I think even those were worth doing. They're still pretty good, but the stuff that does differ, I think, was for good reason, and still hit like in the same way as just not in an interactive medium.
Yeah. And I do think that burn. I do think that The Last of Us is kind of served by, like, I don't think the gameplay and the story, they're both good, but they don't tie together super well. Oh, okay, down there. I see. Well, yeah, my goal here is I am not going to swing at a single enemy. I am going to do this.
Okay, bet.
Manually. Well, not manually. Automatically. Automated.
You could put that on the end of a staff, and you could still strike with it. It just wouldn't. You wouldn't be hitting him.
I'm going to do it on my robot.
Oh, just constructs. I would like to actually get some. Ooh, look out. Called it.
Woo!
Mad scientist Cameron.
And I got these robots.
Honestly, yeah, you got like a nice little BattleBots thing going on here. You got a number of targets.
Yeah. Ooh. All right.
Just all focused on you.
I gotta get someone else in the fight. Flamebot, what are you doing over there? This is not your union authorized break. Oh, where did my Flamebot go?
I would like to do more of that, like robot construction in this. I should do that.
It's pretty fun. Woo!
Yeah, I forget exactly what the
I need to make sure that doesn't straight up kill me.
Oh,
I think we were talking about adaptations and the fandom
and we've had like this similar discussion before. I think it was the Castlevania stuff is like I don't understand even it's not even like the one-to-one thing. It's like there's not really a lot to work with in the first place. Like an adaptation is going to be longer than the original game itself anyway.
Yeah, and that's not a criticism on the game. The Castlevania games are great games, but you can tell stories in different ways between an interactive and non-interactive medium. For example, there's the Zelda movie that got announced. They're going to do a live-action Zelda movie. And people are talking about, like, oh, which Zelda game do you think they're going to adapt? And I'm thinking, like, if they're smart, they are not going to adapt a specific game.
Right. Which is also, like, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, I think even with Ian, which was, like, the whole point of the Zelda games, like, yeah, some of them might be connected as, like, a tongue-in-cheek thing, but, like, they're not really supposed to be because it's about the same myth occurring in different ways. About like the same myth that happens here about the courage, power, wisdom thing is that recurring myth. It's not always supposed to be like, well, what era is it in? It's like I mean, yeah, there is that, but it's not essential. Like the point of it is to be able to say like, what if it was this?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, so
also,
good.
Hello, Black Knight. Welcome.
I've actually managed to catch a stream one time.
Hey, Black Knight, how's it going?
Not bad.
How's life? What are you up to these days? School?
School. Doing all right so far, but finals are coming up, so that'll be fun. Not really.
No, test taking was my least favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
In college.
And it feels like most of the time it's like I know this is standard, at least from what I noticed, but it is essentially just like a bunch of random stuff that may or may not actually end up helping at one point.
Oh, related to your major or?
Yeah, or just like the class in general. It could like the answers for the test may not even be something you learn from the textbook or whatever, but I guess that's just something that happens.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I've had
interesting.
classes like that before. It beats having a networking final in which you have to do a bunch of router packet math, and they didn't really teach it to you the whole year.
Yeah, just the stuff that you learn, or the stuff you don't learn is what gets you. And
Right.
even then, like, some of it just does not bother teaching you. Some professors don't.
Yeah, some professors had that, like, I mean, the one I had in question was like, well, I'm teaching you like the how to do it, but we're not going to do practice problems. And I was like, okay, well, that's it's kind of a problem because it's
that's how I learned was practice problems.
right. And then
Yeah.
there's like some like professors who have this thing of like implied knowledge. It's like, well, it doesn't always have to be like just from the book, and it's like, yes, but then you know,
Talk
you
about
still
it.
have to gestalt that stuff together. You can't just be like, well, I've taught you the steps, even if you've never seen it before, you can do it, right? It's like, well,
Yeah, like being able to do it, or like being taught what to do and actually doing it, or to like there's theoretical stuff and actual stuff that you're able to do.
right. That I mean, especially like IT as a whole, goddamn. But like programming, especially, I have that lesson recurring every place I work at has that issue of like, you know, you just fold in the cheese. I'm like, okay, but what do plants crave? What are electrolytes? You gotta document that. You gotta work that out. You can't just be like, yeah, you know, you just turn the machine on, boop, magic rock. Do
Yeah.
math. Yeah, hi, hello. It's definitely college flashbacks.
Draw
for
the
me.
rest of the owl.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just draw the rest of the fucking owl. And yeah,
Yeah.
Boom Headshot. Like, I am excited at like the idea of. I mean, I probably won't watch it, at least not for a few years. But the Zelda movie does seem like an interesting idea.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a
that's
little
a thing.
disappointing that it's live action.
Mm.
It feels like it is set up so nicely for a lovely animated feature. That it's disappointing that I guess I'm already down on it. I'm really curious as to a lot of I feel like the affection we have for Zelda comes from our exploration of the world, which happens over a long period of time compared to a movie. So the shorthand, like I'm just thinking through logistically, like writing and structure. Now, I'm not a professional writer. I've written a couple things, but if you're doing a movie, right, and you're thinking of the structure, you've got about, let's say, 2 hours to knock out a story. If they did Ocarina of Time, well, this is just an example.
That's a lot more than 2 hours, yeah.
Right. If they're trying to do it in 2 hours, that is like a 10-minute intro, 10 minutes for each of the 8 dungeons. So that's 90 minutes. That's an hour and a half.
Would do all. I mean, there's no way.
There'd have to be some sort of like montage scene. But a montage.
They might stop on some places. Like Temple of Time would get some stuff. Some of the early, like the three stones before the temples, maybe gets. Maybe they just do Deku Tree.
Yeah, it is 8. You're right, because the 6 you get from the opening.
But
right, seven temples, 8 medallions, because you get the light one from wherever. But yeah.
Technically 9, including the end game area, but
and you got
that's
the well.
more of a mashup. And so more like 10.
But like, so like, okay, if you're thinking about what is the minimum that we need to call something a Zelda experience? Right. I feel like my minimum is
Master Sword.
Link needs to save Zelda, defeat Ganondorf. I know not every game he defeats Ganondorf, but
for this, yeah. Well, I mean, it's similar to what the Mario movie did. Of like, you know, they had their certain like select spots. They did a lot of references to games, like the Mario Kart thing. Probably wasn't necessary, but they did it, and that's easy for Mario because like that's again like going to like the monolith thing. That's like the essential parts. But it's interesting what you said about like the 10 minutes per dungeon. That's very much what like the 1-to-1 person would be like. Well, you got to hit all 8, and it's like that's not.
Yeah.
It's not doable, and to make it interesting. But like, I think the key stuff would be like what Black Knight said is like Master Sword is definitely going to be part of it if they're doing like core games.
I feel like you essentially do 2 three action pieces, which are the equivalent of the three action set pieces, which are like the dungeons. The first one would be Link unprepared going somewhere because he has to, like, oh shit, where it turns out that, whatever, Zelda's been kidnapped and you gotta go learn more, or there's trouble in the woods and the village you're in is under attack. So that's the first set piece. Then Link finds out about the mystery and he's like, okay, now I have to go get the Master Sword. He gets the Master Sword.
Yeah, the hero's journey.
The third set piece is actually rescuing Zelda. I feel like you said, and like the Mario movie, it will be more of a pastiche. So I'm expecting kind of this hybrid Hyrule. A lot of people were like, well, they'll do essentially Breath of the Wild because, like, that's the most recent one. And I don't think so, because I feel like they will want to hit more of the fan favorite characters. So I'm kind of expecting
Right, because they're gonna want to put, like, if they've got like voice actors, they're gonna want to have characters. Like,
yeah,
a purely like Legend of Zelda movie, if it were Breath of the Wild, is gonna be mostly like wordless, but like that,
which would be really cool in animation. But
right,
not
it would be cool
action.
in animation, but like no one's really gonna invest in a movie. Like, you can have silent protagonists, but they work better in games nowadays than they ever have in movies.
Yes,
And like, if you're
And
gonna
even
do it, it's
then,
gonna be
like,
mostly
you
adventure.
rarely hear a silent protagonist anymore.
Right.
yeah.
It'd be like the same thing. Like, if they tried to make like a Metroid movie, I'd be like, well, that's probably a bad idea because it doesn't really work well as a movie. It's supposed to be mostly silent. That's part of the atmosphere.
Yeah, a Metroid. Yeah, it would be interesting if they ever end up doing that. I feel like that's less likely because it's not as popular as Mario and Zelda.
Right. Well, I mean, like
but-
that would be the first reason why they don't. I mean, that more of an example of like, if
It'd be
someone was like, well, they should do a Metroid movie, I'd be like, of what? Like, Other M was panned and is the most story based, and it
Yeah.
also sucked.
And I think
And
we
like
gotta
the story in 3 is not like super well thought of.
we gotta be ready for Link to talk. I think the idea that he's gonna be a silent protagonist is
Yeah,
funny.
so people were saying that out the gate. They were like, all right, like, we know people are going to say that, but that's just stupid because, one, Hollywood doesn't want to do that, and two, it also just wouldn't really work. Like, it's also implied that he talks in a lot of the newer games anyway, so, like, I think it's fine that he talks.
Yeah, good thing there's Cuckoo speaks prophecy. Those prophecies.
Oh, this is one of the... Yeah, the pen quests.
Interesting. All right. Well, we're gonna head up there. We got to be ready for Link to talk, and we got to be ready, and we should accept it. And I'm not gonna like it, but it's gonna happen. He's gonna be voiced by Chris Pratt.
It's just Chris Pratt for every Nintendo.
It's just Chris. Yeah, every Nintendo protagonist is gonna be Chris Pratt.
Can't wait for when Chris Pratt gets to be Dig Dug
Yeah.
in the Dig Dug movie.
The all-chucking cuckoo. What's up here?
I do love this kind of, I mean, I say love, it's interesting at least. I guess it's better than doing, like, you know, cut my grass side quests, but like this Traverse Town ass, like, I heard a rumor that this one goat follows this trail of pine cones if you feed it corn or something. It's just the most, like, yeah, I actually do kind of want to figure that out. That is kind of a weird thing to say. Or in my case, it's more of, I wonder how they're going to implement this thing that they're actually talking about from a mechanic standpoint.
Yeah. Trials.
I wonder if this is like a Keaton type thing. Speaking of minor characters we haven't seen in a while, I haven't seen the Keaton ever since the 64 days. I wonder if that's not like a recurring thing.
Oh, the fox mask?
Yeah, the Pikachu looking thing.
Yeah. I liked it. I have a lot of nostalgia for that Zelda. For Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Oh, I want to play them again. We will
What
at
if
some point.
They totally wouldn't, but what if they try and do like as his sidekick, like his Samwise would be the Skull Kid before the mask?
Oh my god.
Even though you only talk to him like once and he doesn't even really like you in the non-terminal world anyway.
That would be.
I'm thinking of all the ways that I'm like, oh, that
They
would be
could
perfect.
Hollywood. Yeah, they all the ways they
Yeah.
could fucking Hollywood it.
I can't think of anything that would be good. I can only think of like 10 years ago they try and do that, and then like the Majora's Mask sequel is like, you guys know these two from their first adventure, but what if things get really tough when he finds this wacky mask?
3 logs. Yeah.
And yeah, you don't even see Skull Kid that much in Ocarina, do you? He's like the one that does the slingshot minigame or whatever.
Yeah. He's a non-character
He's
in
the
Ocarina, and
Lost
he's in.
Woods? I think he teaches you some stuff about the Ocarina, and then like it's one of those like I don't know if there's like other things like him. There's like a weird. I know there's at least a Skull Kid Scarecrow looking motherfucker in that game, and then I always thought there were enemies that looked like him too. I don't remember. Ratha said no, but I don't know to what.
Oh.
You.
Probably to our terrible Zelda ideas.
Oh yeah, what is this minigame thing you're doing here?
I gotta bring these logs up that hill. I'm trying to figure out if I've already fucked up or.
I hate when that happens. I love this design, honestly. This is really good.
Get up the hill.
It looks like one of those like mobile artillery, not like SAM sites, but like those like the boxy like missile launcher things.
Oh yeah. Oh, I could have just walked it. Okay.
Eep.
Done.
You solved my hill puzzle. Yeah, interesting stuff. I don't really. There's rarely ever movies that come out that I'm like super interested in. So like I like talking about the ideas of these more than I do the idea of watching them. And I think that's kind of fun in its own right. Apparently there's some Netflix show about the fall of the House of Usher. They turned that into a show.
Ooh.
Is that supposed to be good? Has anyone in chat watched that?
I've heard good things about it, but again, it's one of those where I'm like not super paying attention to.
I wouldn't be optimistic if I were being told that it was going to be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. The show that I want to watch next it's called Futo PI. And it's, for me, I'm a Kamen Rider fan. I like Kamen Rider W. It came out in like, I think 2005. So it's like 20 years old. And I think for the 20th anniversary they came out. It's an animated sequel to the show. And it's supposed to be pretty dang good. And I like Kamen Rider. I like anime, so it's on my list to check out.
Oh, nice. I follow a couple people that like Kamen Rider. That's how I knew that one Kamen Rider joke I made earlier. And that's the extent of my knowledge.
I think I'd recommend, like, if, and obviously you got to be in the right mind state, but if you're like, I want to watch 50 episodes of something and I'm curious to try something new, but something that's relatively safe, Kamen Rider W is what I'd recommend. It's just like Power Rangers, but better.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like what some of the original like Sentai stuff was Kamen Rider.
So Kamen Rider and Super Sentai are part of like essentially a children's power hour.
Right.
So they cross over a lot, but they're technically not the same. What was Kamen Rider? I think Beetleborgs was Kamen Rider.
Was it?
Like,
I know there was like VR Trooper was another one, right? Of like the blue and red
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
VR Troopers was something else, but I forget what it was.
I used to get that and Kamen Rider mixed up, but I knew they were similar shows because of like the like shooting style.
Yeah. But yeah, there's 2 Kamen Rider shows that are really, really good that I think like it's stuff. These 2 shows I would recommend. Oh, that's where I need to go. Okay. 2 shows that I would recommend regardless of. Oh, goddamn. Okay. Well, let's drop from the sky. even if you're not a Kamen Rider fan, I would say, oh, you'll like this because it's just good TV. It's Kamen Rider W and Kamen Rider Gaim. Kamen Rider W is like, oh, fun children's adventure. Kamen Rider Gaim is like, it's made by the director for that season was Urobuchi, who what else has he done? Damn it! I gotta look it up. Hold on, chat. Hope everyone's having a fun time.
I did hear. I think Nate was telling me about some anime that's like based on what would happen if like one of the putties from Power Rangers like sneaks in to become one of them, and it's kind of like The Boys but with Power Rangers.
Oh, that's cute.
I've heard it looks pretty good from what
I heard
seen.
there's a romance like comedy anime which is like what if one of the Power Rangers fell in love with Rita Repulsa. But okay.
I will say I like that kind of thing about. I know I've ragged on it before a couple Mondays ago, but I do like that they're kind of like they will do those types of shows where it's like what if, and they can do like 5 more of like that same thing in just different enough ways that they're good.
Love After World Domination is what it's called.
Huh.
Okay. It came out last year. I watched the first series and it's cute, pretty harmless but cute. Okay, Gen Urobuchi. Gen Urobuchi did. Apparently worked on Black Lagoon, which is awesome. But he's the one that did Pula Magi Madoka Magica, the one that Max showed us. He apparently worked on Fate Zero, not the regular Fate, but Fate Zero. Oh, he worked on Gargantuan, the Verdurous Planet. Oh, Aldno Zero. So he did Aldno Zero, which is
all like these like Netflix like mecha things, right? Yeah.
Psychopaths. And so the big thing is that like Pula Madoka Magica starts out as Animal Girl or Magical Girl anime, and then it turns into something super fucked up and awesome. Aldno Zero is like Gundam, but super fucked up and awesome, which Gundam already is, but a little more. But then he did the same thing with Gaim. He was like,
isn't NGE just Gundam but fucked up?
Isn't what?
Isn't Neon Genesis Evangelion just Gundam but fucked up?
Kind of.
I'd say so. Yeah, it's like the first one that like took the. I guess it never has like the super, like sheen over it. Like they are like that, but they don't treat the pilots as like. It kind of has its own like dystopian flavor kind of baked in, but I think of it as like the first real like. Yeah, it's a mecha show, but also everything else in it is kind of like bad.
Re-examining the tropes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad
as in like the thematic.
But so Urobuchi did the same thing with Gaim, where Gaim is a children's superhero power hour show, and it's it's not like super gory or anything, but it's just dealing with much heavier themes than like they did on Power Rangers and Super Sentai and stuff. So it's not one that I'd like recommend to anyone who just wants to watch like is like I'm curious about Kamen Rider. What should I check out? I'd recommend W first, but then if they like W, I'd be like, and this other one's really, really good too. All right, let's find this. It's got to be here, right? Terrytown's got to have its shrine somewhere around Terrytown.
I think so. Did you take the stone? Does the stone? If you pick up the stone, does that let you find like when like?
No, it doesn't show me. It does not show me like where it's leading. I gotta find the gate first. The gate points to the stone. The stone does not point to the gate, is what I think I've learned.
Okay.
Can I just ascend? Damn it. Damn it.
Dang.
I guess I can ascend through the bridge. Black Knight, so what have you been playing lately?
I've gone back to I've gone back to playing Escape from Tarkov a little bit, which is interesting.
Survival shooter?
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
Survival shooter. played some more AC6, which is always a fun time.
Have you beaten that game?
Yes, I have.
And Tom,
Still
did you
fun
ever beat
to
it?
still fun to go back to.
Which game?
Armored Core 6.
No, I did not beat Armored Core 6. I did get. I think I'm on like chapter 4, probably. The Souls like element kept pushing me off of that because I only had a few hours per week to really like get into it. But I like that game. I like Armored Core 6. I just have to. It's gonna be a Souls like, and that I know I wasn't gonna be able to finish it within like 6 months. But my plan is to get back to that. Literally in order is finish Isolation, which shouldn't take me very long, and then do back and forth between like Dragon's Dogma and Armored Core 6.
Both great games.
Yeah, I am liking Dragon's Dogma because I just did not take it seriously in the beginning, and like I found my niche with it now. But it's just very funny just to like, it's like I never really played much of Dragon Age, but I imagine it's like Dragon Age if it were also a wrestling game.
Yeah, I don't know what is so entertaining about jumping up on top of things and stabbing the shit out of them, but
I love like
it
climbing
is-
on like like the backs of things
it's
and like
great.
doing a full 360 spin like as I'm climbing. And like the actual climbing part is like it's as close to Shadow of the Colossus I think as you can get with like a game with more RPG elements. And it's fun. I like it a lot. I love chucking people off of stuff even though I'm playing a rogue character. Yeah, it's just it's great. It's good stuff. Also, hello NoobTube. Welcome.
Hi, NoobTube. Alright, I'm back up here. The shrine's gotta be, like, the gate has to be somewhere up here, right?
I'm pretty sure it's by the water. So if you go on your map, I think I can give you like a hint of where it is. It is directly south of here. Even more so south. To your left a little bit. I want to say it's somewhere on the south ridge. Actually, if you back up one level of your map zoom. I want to say it's directly south. Like it's like somewhere like in or underneath that like rock face because that's where I know it's near there on my map.
Interesting.
I also haven't actually gotten it there yet, so I have no idea what that looks like.
You know what? The best way to do this would be we're gonna build ourselves
Build a boat.
a little
Skyboat.
engine.
That's an RPG I always think I wanted to play as a kid and never got around to was Skies of Arcadia. That always seemed like a
Can't
fun
say
one.
I've heard of it, but
I think it was was it Namco that did that one. I bet Lauren knows about it. It was like it's like the sky ship, like airboat part of like the Final Fantasy games, but it's like set in that kind of like setting the whole time.
Huh.
And it's got like guns, and it's got it has like I think a pretty strong like elemental magic system. It's supposed to be pretty beloved by some cult classic JRPG fans.
I got into JRPGs more when like I had the Wii system.
Yeah.
I played some pretty mid JRPGs because of that fact. That like they there we go. All right, plenty of battery.
That's
Let's
what I call my
go.
childhood.
All right, so you're thinking somewhere over on this ridge.
Yes. I don't know if it's on it or if it's like I think it might be inside of it somehow. I just know that I have a marker for this specific
Oh,
rock. I must have been to it because I have a line going from this rock to like this area.
gotcha. Well, I hear the beeping, so you're right. I gotta be close.
I want to say it's down, but I don't remember. Yeah, I feel like I was thinking of something else that I haven't thought of in a while. I don't remember.
Oh, battery. Just keep rising. Did you ever play Ark Rise Fantasia? Oh shit!
I did not. I'll look that up. Arbitrary.
If I'm thinking of the right game, that's one of those like very mid JRPGs that I played
2009 Marvel
on the
Center game. I would
Wii.
say it looks like the art reminds me of like the Tales series. That's another series
Yes.
I have friends who swear by. I just never played.
It's definitely like trying to emulate that sort of charm and stuff.
Oh, right. This was around the time where like the 360 didn't really have any JRPGs besides Final Fantasy, and everyone was like rushing to
Play something.
make them. Oh, I want to revisit Lost Odyssey. I remember that was when I rented that. I'm sure it isn't super great, but the opening for that game was fucking sick. It was so good. That I think was my favorite 360 era. Like, how do we make a, I guess not a AAA, but like how do we make a 3D JRPG for these consoles that need to sell graphics in some fashion? And Lost Odyssey, I think, swung real big and seemed really cool at the time.
Oh, wolf. See you, wolf. Ah, shit.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work.
Come here. Actually, I do want to kill you. You got
Oiled
sweet
again.
meats.
Oh,
Raw Prime. Woo!
I remember this is bringing me back to in Baldur's Gate. There's a character that has an immense phobia of wolves, and you can just straight out tell them like wolves
Oh,
are just
right.
dogs with bad table manners, and the reaction's just like I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's something like, "Don't say that to me when they go and tear your throat out" or something.
Oh yeah. That's definitely like I think my number one game on my list that I already played in early access years ago, and I was like, I like it. It's definitely a game I would love to finish, but it's also one of those where I've played enough that I'm like, I'll get to it whenever.
Yeah.
It won Game of the Year, I think, maybe.
I think it's been
definitely gonna win in a
nominated.
few places.
Yeah.
I can tell. And like
Or
I
it
mean,
won
deservedly
Golden
so.
Joystick. That's what it won.
Yeah. That is a game where I think it's like typically most like game of the year. Well, actually, I guess that's kind of been a lie because like these new Zelda games and Elden Ring, I've also played, but Baldur's Gate's one of those where I definitely will not finish it this year, but like I think it makes sense for it to win.
I've been playing it with friends, and it's great.
Yeah, I've only done a little bit of co-op, but the co-op sounds like a really fun thing to do.
Yeah.
It's so close to being one of those. You could just do co-op online D&D, except that the programming and a custom engine would be really hard to make.
Yeah, I mean it is just online D&D essentially.
Yeah,
It's with a
I think it's why it works so well because it came in just a couple of years after like D&D getting huge, and we're like, well, most people probably know the system, and
I still
characters are
don't
like,
know why D&D got huge. I know there was a nod to it, a couple of nods to it in Stranger Things, but that's all I can really think of.
Well, it's
yeah.
Which I've never actually watched Stranger Things, but
it's a combination of things, right? So, 5th edition is the most accessible it's ever been. It's very easy for people to learn the game. It has been highlighted by a couple different, like, actual play groups that like
Right. Podcasts and like content creators were
yeah.
a big part of it. Like Critical Role, obviously, and then a few others.
Even I'd say it started a little before Critical Role with Penny Arcade. Like they did Acquisitions Incorporated, which I think was a big thing for like Critical Role to see the success that was like Acquisitions Incorporated ran so Critical Role could however what crawled so it could walk.
Yeah. I had a combination of people watching content creators, and then I do think it is word of mouth in the sense of like the friends who were into 4E and like 3 before that were like, see, like this is going to be more, the ones that stuck with 5E for at least a little bit were able to get their like on the fence friends to get into it, and then that's pulled more people who like don't even really wouldn't have never have thought about it before. So I think part of it is like a domino effect of a gradual incline. I remember 2017, I think, being the first year I played it, and that was the year it really felt like it started to take off.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a combination of those factors that Damn, I hear it. I hear that beeping.
Bite Size B says, I wish I was doing a co-op playthrough. Playing alone feels like such a slog when you have to control the whole party by yourself. I get that. That's kind of why I stopped playing JRPGs for a while.
Oh
is
my
having to
fucking
manage
god. Is it over here just right in
so
front
many
of the
people.
waterfall?
But I guess part of the trade-off is like the co-op is fun because when I play games cooperatively, I'm not able to play it like as the nice like wrapped up story I want it to be. Usually I'm playing with a friend who's like, what if my name was Dick Hammer and I just, blow everyone away, even the good people with my shotgun, which is fun in its own way. There's something good for it, So you trade off the control of doing it all by yourself for the, having to do all of the micromanaging yourself.
I was hoping the shrine was right next to Terrytown so that I could like teleport to Terrytown conveniently. It's kind of annoying that there isn't a shrine in Terrytown itself.
Yeah. It would be really cool if they had like a medallion of some sort that you could just like place and then you could just fast travel.
Yeah, but I want to use my medallion for like a high, like I want to pick the highest point in the Sky Island so I can like
yeah, that is actually a good use for it. Do you only have the one?
As far as I know, there was only one in Breath of the Wild.
So there's at least 3 in this. It's
really?
like an upgraded thing that you get.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to do that. All right, so now I know where the shrine is. I can go get that freaking crystal.
Yeah, lots of games this year. I will say that's been a big.
Lots
theme.
of games next year. Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
Maybe GTA 6. Maybe Stalker 2.
I was thinking about it the other day, and someone was talking about like GTA 6 leaks, and I was like, I'm kind of surprised there's that many people who are like waiting for GTA 6. I mean, I know it's been a long time, but I'm also like, I never really thought of it as having fans. More of just like people who were like, oh shit, new GTA, sure, let's go play it.
I mean, that's same could be said about Alan Wake, but
right, yeah.
Look how many people play that.
Yeah, and then well, I guess as Cameron, you were probably about to say like I didn't really think about it, and then I was like, I guess there are people who like
they're
invested
mega
in playing
fans.
the next one. Yeah.
Yeah.
People who are invested in the stories, which is very funny because I mostly just see speed runs of the old ones now.
All right. Can we balance these out? I'm gonna put this on, and then put this on. And now I know I don't need to go high. I just need to go. Nope. All right. Fair.
Lots of
That's
good
fair.
weird games out there. That's what I'm gonna be excited about. I want all the weird stuff, like Time Bandit and whatever the hell else is coming out that's weird, or like that motorcycle Metroidvania that's supposed to be really cool.
Motorcycle Metroidvania.
Yeah, I think it was on Steam Next Fest demos recently. Laika Aged Through Blood. It looks really cool. It's supposed to be a Metroidvania where you're on a bike, so it's like those old like Line Rider style bike games, except you're also shooting stuff, and fighting bosses.
Interesting.
It's like what like old Hot Wheels tracks with like the themed monsters. I think we're trying to get at. It was like, what if the car could fight monsters? And I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it.
Yeah, check it out. I still haven't played the Resident Evil 4 remake. I feel like the
better than RE6, but that's not a low bar to clear.
Yeah, and
whatever.
It's such a shame because, like, I feel like it's exactly what I predicted, which is that it would be fine and good, but it essentially, to me, diminishes the legacy of Resident Evil 4 for being so groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But I recognize it's probably just like a boomer ass take on my part.
Nah, I get what you're saying. Like, more people will probably play RE4 remake than they will the 2005 version, and that is the one that not made the series what it is, but caused the sparking popularity.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
It's like spawned a lot of like Dead Space and a lot of the
It
the, like,
it defined how a whole like genre of video game works. All right.
Yeah.
I want a fan. I want a sled. I got batteries. I think that's all I need. Let's go move this freaking crystal. Alright.
I mean, if nothing else, you can always just get Vampire Survivors and play that for like a year straight.
How are you still playing through it?
Oh yeah, well there's like new updates every now and then there's like a DLC. They don't take long to play. It's just the individual sessions are typically 20 to 30 minutes for each
Yeah.
like run. But I think that's been like my like best companion game of like I don't need to have the volume on. I can put on a podcast or like a stream or something and then just be like, let's do another unlock tonight and then
Oh, it's not a roguelike, but like
one of the it's like the auto
Auto
I
shooter?
don't remember what.
sort of. There's like a name for it. I mean, VS was the first one that like really got like big, but there's like 20 minutes till dawn. I played that on stream a while ago. Soulstone Survivors, I guess is like the new genre name. But it's a real easy game. It's like you don't really have to think about it much once you've played a couple hours. It's like, oh, it's kind of like it's almost like more like an amusement park ride with some fun like little secrets and bonuses and things.
Huh.
Which it makes it sound like a lot more boring than it actually is. There are times where it can be intense, but it's more of like it is roguelike in that it's sort of like a try and survive 30 minutes, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna do all critical hit this time and see if I can not need to build armor or healing or something.
Yeah, I'm not a deck builder, but like I don't remember what they're called.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. But
right.
I don't remember what
It
they're
is
called.
roguelike in that it is like it's run based. And like there's different characters that you can play as that have like they start with like a feat or whatever, and then that's kind of like that is literally the whole game is just like
Do
surviving.
you see
different
this
levels.
terrible fucking boat I built?
Yeah, you are. Well, you're barely staying afloat here.
Yeah. Probably should have used wood. Wood floats. A sled, a metal sled, tends not to. But you know what? I'm getting there.
I mean, yeah, like listen, you can work near engineers. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to know everything about engineering.
Yeah.
I have definitely tried something like this before and was like, huh.
It's one of those like it's about efficiency, right? You just need to get to point B.
Truly, yeah. Yeah, bite-sized B. It's getting the job done, and that's what counts.
Done. All right. I think with well, we'll do this shrine, but then I think with this, we're gonna call this a stream. It's been a quiet stream. It's been a low energy stream. I'm not sure what everyone's got planned for the week. I think Danny might be doing some wood carving on Tuesday. Nate, I guess at the meeting, Nate mentioned that he's doing Elden Ring again. So I'm assuming that's
Yeah, we
happening
didn't make an
Wednesday?
event for last week, which is why nothing went up. I kind of have just not like given up.
Oh,
but I just don't
did
really
he
mention
play?
whether or not we're doing it anymore? Do what?
Did he play last week? I didn't realize.
I
No,
think
I
he
didn't
did.
think about it
Or
until Wednesday
no.
morning.
I don't. Something
Gotcha.
like
I'll
that.
message him
Weeks ago.
tonight and see if he wants to. But I think
You also don't